Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Germs, welcome to Dilettante Paul. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Paul, we go on Wikipedia.
We click a random article.
and we talk about it.
Yeah, we do.
Rain or shine, in sickness and in health,
For
till
better
death
or for worse.
do us part. Dagwood. Right? For better or for worse is a comic.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Mother Goose and Grimm, Beetle Bailey.
For better or for worse, I feel like it was interesting because the character's aged.
Is that one of those?
Yeah, it's one of those, which is very interesting.
That's neat.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if it was funny or not, but it was cool.
That reminds me of The Simpsons, because they don't. But then
Right.
I just saw this article about, I think it's the version of The Simpsons from like Georgia, the country, not the state.
Okay.
It's crazy.
What's different? Like
So every other country basically just dubs The Simpsons.
right, sure.
They made their own.
It's like licensed or...
I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
But first of all, it's like CG, but it's the kind of CG. You know those fake like Sonic in real 3D videos on YouTube? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not exactly. Do you mean like Beast Wars?
No, like intentionally bad CG.
Okay, sure.
I'll show you Sonic real 3D.
Okay,
It's amazing.
All right.
So it's like that, but it's
The
earnest
Simpsons.
and it not.
I thought you
it's-
meant like Ernest like
No,
goes
no.
to camp or Ernest Scared Stupid.
So there's
Like Ernest is Homer.
There's a Homer and Marge, and Bart and Lisa are both older, and instead of Maggie, they have a talking parrot. It's crazy.
So it's more like Family Guy sort of.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it's
Weird.
and obviously I couldn't understand any of it, but
Right.
just to watch, it's like, what are you doing?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
I feel like this isn't true, but I feel like you mentioning the Simpsons don't age, that Bart right now should be as old as Homer was when it started.
oh
you
no,
know, something like that.
I mean, that's probably true. Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they've never done any birthday episodes, or is it
No,
always
they did.
like?
There's a birthday episode where Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, you have Lisa.
It's your birthday. Yeah. He plays like an insane asylum patient.
But it's
from
not
a-
actually like it's not credited as him. But
right. But it actually is him.
But then the singing voice isn't him. I think he
There's
does
something-
he does like the speaking voice, but not the singing voice.
Well, that's what they say to get like around copyright. But I think he actually did
interesting.
do it. It's something weird where like no one actually knows.
But
the
then
answer.
he's not credited for anything.
No, he's credited to someone else. Like
Yeah.
like Albert.
Chester Mungfield
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever. Yeah, yeah. That's. So did they just not say what age, or is she just that age forever now, or did it reset?
I think she's just always
Does it not
9 or
matter?
what- I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a
Yeah.
fucking cartoon.
Right. I don't know.
It's kind of neat though, because that show could go on forever, whereas like Modern Family, they're already struggling sort of, because like some of them went off to college and then had to come back because it's
Oh,
like,
weird.
well, we need the whole family here for the
Weird.
show.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
pushed it too far. You should. Yeah. You got greedy. Just do 4 seasons or whatever it is you need to do. And
No series should go longer than 6 seasons.
6 already is like
Six is
definitely the ceiling for sure.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to get an article?
Yeah, sure.
I don't.
All right. Thank you very much.
Ooh, this is fun. California State Route 139.
Okay. You said fun, but I'm not feeling that yet.
No, what are you talking about? State Route 139, SR 139.
Okay.
Not to be confused with SR 71.
That's them.
She clings to me like cellophane, fake plastic submarine, slowly driving me insane. But now that's over. So what if the sex was great? Just a temporary escape. Another thing I learned to hate, but now that's over. Why you always kick me when I'm high?
Yeah, we could fucking
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
It's a state highway in the U.S. state of California, running from SR 36 in Susanville north to Oregon Route 39. It forms part of the shortest route between Reno, Nevada, and Klamath Falls, Oregon.
A hot destination.
Yeah,
for tourists.
yeah. SR 139 cuts through much of Modoc National Forest and passes near the Antelope Mountain and Toole Lake.
This actually does make it sound kind of cool, but I know it's just a road.
Yeah. Antelope Mountain sounds dope. Toole Lake, T-U-L-E.
Like
so
the
it's
fabric.
yeah.
Oh God.
Right by Taffeta Falls. Yeah. The entire route is part of the California Freeway and Expressway system, but is a 2-lane road. North of the SR 299 overlap, SR 139 is an eligible state scenic highway, but has not been designated as such.
It's been robbed year after year. It's the Leonardo DiCaprio of roads.
The short piece north of Tule Lake, one word now, who knows, is part of the Federal Volcanic Legacy Scenic Byway.
Okay, you were right. This sounds really cool.
The portion north of SR 299 is also in the interregional road system as a high-emphasis route, and in the national highway system north of SR 299, the highway was built by the federal government and turned over to the state in about 1940. The remainder was built by a joint highway district of Lassen and Modoc counties, completed in 1956 and given to the state in 1959.
Oh, what a nice present.
Yeah.
Here's this awesome road. You like volcanoes? You like lakes? You're in for a treat, my friends. You ever heard of Klamath Falls? Because this is the shortest way to get there.
I've only been in California to San Francisco and like some surrounding areas.
I've never been.
It was that area was beautiful, but I feel like California has so much. It's so big, and there's just so much.
Right, it's massive.
Natural beauty.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to go wrong with California. Like anywhere you go.
Yeah.
From sea to shining sea.
From SoCal to NoCal to MidCal.
Yeah, like is it the second biggest state?
Yep.
Or third?
Second. Third.
Yeah.
We learned a lot last year.
Yeah, right.
It's Alaska, Texas, California.
That's what I would expect. Yeah, cool. What's going on with the volcanoes there? Are there volcanoes in California?
They're probably dormant, like thousands of years dormant, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Like, did they become hills? What happens to volcanoes? Do they become mountains?
I think they become Hawaii's.
Yeah, right.
Also, there are tar pits in California, right?
Right, tar pits.
That's crazy.
And they're like just active still.
There's just tar, like
you could just still die in them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I assume it's like a tourist attraction.
Definitely, yeah.
You just go look at bubbling tar pits.
Yeah, and you see like because I feel like animals are preserved that fall in them, so you could like, I don't know, see cavemen
like bog mummies.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, bog mummies. Yeah.
That's any kind of mummies are cool, but the natural ones are the coolest, like the bog mummies and like what was Pompeii?
Oh, sure.
Like they were
Covered
all
in
like
ash.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Really,
I mean, real mummies are cool too. And let this episode of this podcast count as my living will. I want to be mummified in traditional ancient Egyptian style when I die.
Deal.
And I think you legally have to do that now.
Okay, all right. I will take that burden on. I was reading a bunch of I don't want to say anti-Mormon material yesterday.
Okay.
But I will say Mormon exposing material.
Okay.
There's a lot of surprising secrecy in the Mormon Church.
That's not surprising. I feel like most
to young Mormons it would be.
Oh. Look at like Catholics though. They've got.
Oh, I'm not saying
nobody knows how deep the Illuminati goes. You know, in Catholicism.
Right. No one but Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I'm not trying to single out Mormon
You
Church.
just happen to be reading this.
Yeah, and the reason I bring it up is because in the I don't know what they call it, but there's the Book of Mormon. You've heard of the Book of Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other books as well. One of them is I believe just the Book of Abraham.
Okay.
And in the back
is
of
that just another
yeah.
testament of Jesus
It's
Christ?
supposedly like he found some scrolls and translated them, and they're Dead Sea Scrolls or something. I don't know what they are. And he included in the back of them a few facsimiles. In other words, ancient drawings.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like in the illustration there are numbers next to pieces of it, and then you can read below those like number 1, this is that. Number 2, this is that. And there's this image of someone which in reality is just instructions on how to mummify somebody, but he has quote unquote translated it as so and so being sacrificed to the false gods of. It's really crazy because I remember distinctly being like a kid and looking at this picture and being like, wow, how cool.
What's the real language that it's written in? I
think it's just Egyptian hieroglyphics. And I can find a link to this and post it or whatever, but yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is so obvious to me. Looking at this picture, it's so obvious that this is just a guy being mummified.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like the things that are like it's the 4 false gods, Amun, Hotep, or whatever the names are. They're not Egyptian names.
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, right. Curly Joe Hotep. But they're just the little
the jars that
you put your organs in.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, I know what that is. Of course I know what that is. Those aren't false gods. That's just where your liver is.
Well, they're false gods to Mormons.
When they're told that they're false gods?
Isn't any non?
But those are just jars. Those are like mason jars.
Aren't they? Wouldn't they still be false idols though?
I think they're literally just mason jars.
But they have god heads on them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The point is,
it's literally just a golden calf. I mean, it's just that's all it is. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but and then
did it say it was supposed to have taken place here, or were they like, look at these crazy Egyptians?
I don't know about that. I don't know. And then someone had taken like a spy cam or whatever and gone through the temple.
Oh.
And I had never seen it before, so I was like, "Damn, this is fucking wild." Just like here, hey, this is what goes on here. And I had seen like part of it, but there's parts of the temple where you can't go until you're like 18 or whatever. And so yeah, it was like these like secret handshakes and stuff. That was like, whoa,
that's so cool.
It was really cool, but then I was like, imagine being like an 18-year-old kid and being like, yeah, the church, yeah, it all more or less makes sense. Like Joseph Smith, yeah, it's all just regular church. And then you're like 18, go to the temple, and you're like, oh, there's like secret Masonic like oaths and handshakes and stuff.
That's fucking cool.
Which is really cool, yeah. But like, I don't want that in my church. I want that in my cool secret society.
Aren't I feel like the overlap there's
essentially like a circle.
Like the public church is like the you know, the shoe store, and then you go into the back, and then that's where they got the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. That's where the M80s are.
Yeah, exactly.
The Chinese throwing stars or whatever. Yeah, definitely.
Like, because even we went to the Vatican, and it was
sure.
dope.
I was like, look at this cool art.
But I mean, what is in the basement? You know,
yeah,
like
for sure.
Who knows what they got in there?
Yeah, I don't know. All kinds of just crazy. I just want to know.
I mean,
a rampage.
I'm first of all, probably like Jesus is just down there for real, still alive.
Right.
Just like
is he trapped in like a Magneto prison?
Yes. All he has is the Shroud of Turin to keep him warm. Obviously the aliens from Roswell are down there.
Okay, sure, I'll buy that.
John Benet Ramsey's there.
Yeah, for sure. Just writing letters.
Amelia Earhart is also there.
Yeah.
Like they're all in their own Magneto prisons.
Yeah, like the end of spoiler alert for no, I don't even want to say it now.
What
for
movie?
Cabin in the Woods.
Oh Jesus, that movie's been out forever.
Yeah, I know. I just get so flustered.
Yeah, whatever. Let's talk about it.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, Rosebud. Blah 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 blah. You remember Rosebud
from Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, from Cabin in the Woods.
There are a bunch of monsters in cells at the end of Cabin in the Woods.
At the end of It's a Wonderful Life.
And Loki was in a similar, zany prison.
Right. They love plastic prisons.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I did yesterday.
That's awesome.
Just debunk Mormon church.
If this gets out, this could be our big break.
Yeah, it was wild.
That kind, like the spy cam in the temple reminds me kind of this dude who filmed. He was just like walking around North Korea, and he just secretly filmed. And it's so weird because it's not. It's like
just people walking around, like
getting haircuts. It's so strange because you just don't know. You just don't know.
Right? Yeah. You picture North Korea, and you're like, I don't know what's over there, like chain link fences and like bomb shelters. Like, no, just people in a park, like playing with their dog. Or
they
whatever.
have to be there. It seems fairly normal, pretty quiet. Lots of people. There's not a lot of like. Usually when you're walking around here, there's a lot of yelling and carrying on.
Definitely.
Not yelling, but carrying on.
Sure.
Sometimes yelling. Not what I mean.
Merrymaking.
Yeah. And it was pretty subdued, just pretty quiet, keeping to themselves. But people were still like chit chatting.
Uh-huh.
It just wasn't as weird as you would think, which made it so much weirder.
Yeah, I believe that too. It looks like the it's too quiet sort of thing. Yeah, because I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but the majority of North Korea is not like that. Like that's just Pyongyang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where it was because that's the only place you can go.
Yeah, of course. So it's like, oh yeah, sure, come over here, but you can only go to Epcot. Like,
right?
Oh, America's great. They all have hydroponics and yeah.
You can only go into specifically the land at Epcot.
But yeah, meanwhile, everyone else is in concentration camps and doing whatever they're doing.
So it was crazy.
Did I didn't look into it yet, but I heard that they launched.
They were talking about it, and I heard that they might have launched it. I don't know for sure.
Yeah. I love every time that North Korea comes up, it's like, they have missiles that can reach the west coast of the United States, which is like patently false. Like,
even if it weren't,
they can't even reach halfway to us.
Even if it weren't false, like,
who cares?
We can fucking blow them up in the air.
Yeah, I'm sure we can handle North Korea's shitty little pissant missiles.
Because we're America and we rule and we're the best goddamn country in the world.
Man, I'm so tired of. I was watching the Republican debate yesterday.
Go ahead.
And everyone was like, we smallest we've had the smallest navy we've had in 100 years, and it's like we have the best navy, literally the best navy in the world. Like there's like 30 aircraft carriers in the world. We have over half of them. Like every other country has like 2 max.
Who the fuck is doing Navy war anymore?
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
What naval battles are happening?
But I just love like the like when you say we have the smallest army or whatever in 100 years, it's like, oh no, that's not good. Except that compare what we had 100 years ago to what we have now. Like one single jet fighter now could win World War II.
That's probably true, which is insane.
Yeah. And we have like, so it's like we don't need, and all these planes cost like $18 million. So it's like, yeah, we don't need them.
American exceptionalism is like terrifying to me.
It's terrifying to the world, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, this
is the best place to be. This is the least terrified you're gonna get.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You've heard of like all the crazy like Civil War submarines and like Civil War tanks and all that crazy stuff?
Yeah, sure.
That's fun.
What are they called? The like the Monitor and the Merrimack, the like floating tanks. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like the North and the South both developed essentially like a insane like gunboat, and they battled each other a few times
on like the Mississippi or something. That's awesome.
For like 8 hours at a time, and just like was always a draw, just because like the armor would bounce the cannonballs off. Like, but yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, the Monitor and the Merrimack. I forget which side of which, but yeah, it's just so wild. Which that feels like the most American thing ever. Like,
yeah,
we're doing it.
Hey, right now, speaking of the most American thing ever, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, it is Super Bowl Sunday. Who are you rooting for? Name the teams that are playing.
I believe it's the Panthers and the Broncos.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
That's about as much as I know as well.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
The Pennsylvania Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
That was actually I was close.
you were very close.
Geographically.
Right. Who you pulling for? The commercials.
Well, so first of all, it's insane when people say I only watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. That's like bonkers because
the commercials are pretty good.
It's crazy, but also
I love Doritos.
All available online like the week before now.
Yeah, they are, which is weird.
I don't understand that because
why'd you pay $1 billion?
You're pissing on your own foot here. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. It is very weird. Yeah, I feel like you should just be like, you either watched it or you didn't, and you missed it or you saw it. Like,
well, put the commercials on YouTube immediately after they air. You know
what they should do is they should have a well, yeah, nowadays sure, but like 10 years ago, I bet they probably just were like a once a year special, like this year's Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, I bet.
And just had Louis Anderson, host it or whatever.
Yep, that's exactly it. Really, I'm just excited to watch Coldplay do the halftime show. I hope nobody else shows up and it's just Coldplay for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that would be great. Eventually, the clock will run out. The clocks will run out. Is that their song?
Yeah, it is.
They were all yellow flag.
I think that's soccer.
That's soccer, yeah. Different football.
Okay. Do you know any other Coldplay songs?
Oh boy, the Denver quarterback pulled his hamstring, so we had to get the scientists on the field and take a look at it. I'm tapped. That's all I got.
That's okay. That was you performed admirably.
Thanks.
That's probably more Coldplay stuff than I know. They have an album called something about the King.
The King and I.
No, Anna and the King. Sorry.
Right.
And there are a few bands in my head, and they're one of them that feel like they're manufactured specifically for their songs to be given away on iTunes cards inside of a Starbucks.
Yeah, that feels exactly like dead on.
I can't think of a more free song iTunes Starbucks card band than Coldplay.
That's good. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, I can't. Maybe like Adam Lambert would be on. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Who knows? We'll never know.
Yeah, just be 25 tracks of Coldplay.
The same song over and over.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll watch the Super Bowl. We'll root for Coldplay. Is Beyonce performing?
I think she is. Yeah.
Was that supposed to be a surprise?
Nothing's a surprise anymore. She
didn't she perform last year? I think she's performed at every Super Bowl for the last 5 years.
She did a couple years ago. I think Missy Elliott's also supposed to be there, and she was there last year. She is coming out with an album though.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like, didn't we already see this?
And why Coldplay?
Yeah, like, Coldplay does not belong. Like,
first of all, Coldplay doesn't belong. Second of all, you're never, ever, 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 no matter who performs, you're never going to get a better Super Bowl halftime show
than Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, and NSYNC.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're
and everyone else that showed up too, I feel like Missy Elliott was maybe there that year. No, or maybe it was Mary J. Blige.
Britney was, right?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Missy Elliott shows up once every like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
like, oh, Missy, sure, hell yeah,
you free? All right. Yeah, it's never a game better than that.
That's peak halftime.
Yeah, for sure. It's never been better. You know what? Getting Coldplay this year was like getting Mumford and Sons.
Well, their new album just sounds like, if it's possible, shitty Coldplay.
Mumford?
Yeah, they totally like, hey, remember all that folksy stuff? Yeah, fuck that. We tricked you. This
was our foot in the door.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And they really do sound like just milquetoast Coldplay somehow.
So that's our stance. We're against anti Coldplay.
Yeah.
Pro Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smell you later. Why? Okay. Tell them that it's human nature. What's your favorite MJ song?
Space Jam.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.